So we're out here looking for jobs and whatnot, and somebody is in faraway northern Nigeria being self-employed and making 10 million naira. Like, what are we doing with our lives? Hi guys, so we are in Jos City, obviously. Don't mind me, I'm just awkward. So we're currently doing the mic check for the the library. Yeah, it's good. For the podcast. Okay. I think I'll mention everybody's name later because right now I am dumbfounded. I came 30 minutes late already.
You are late.
Yeah. I came early. He told me 1 o'clock.
No, we changed. Get out.
He told me 1. No, he told me 1, but he didn't inform me. Wow. Then I called as a dutiful guest to say, yo, is this still happening? Only for Uncle to not tell me that it's 3 o'clock.
Try for him to have any call.
Did he inform you guys about the change in time the day before?
I'm kind of reason why they're not taking time.
No wonder. Because I was like...
with my dad. I'm sorry, guys.
So, my lateness has been forgiven.
No, I didn't say I forgive you.
She'll buy me shawarma.
No, I won't.
Okay, if you're ready, me.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Awum Kenneth, and if this is your first time here, please hit the subscribe button and subscribe so that you can get notifications anytime I post a video here. And now I'm going for like 1 video a day for this particular week. I missed out on yesterday, but nonetheless we are here working. So today's video, I kind of did good today. I went out, to be honest, and not that it's not like I don't go out, but I went out today and I like recorded a snippet of what happened. So I was lucky to be invited for a podcast. My friend Joey has a podcast that he does, Joey Off Air, and I was part of the exclusive members. You know, I'm just saying, I ain't bragging though, bro. I'm just joking. So we talked about like Bolt and Max Air being in Jos. So Bolt is a car hailing service and Max Air is an airline. So about 2 big transport companies coming to the city of Jos, Plateau State, and the impacts and the criticisms and whatever. So we just shared our views there. If it's on, I would edit the description of this video and put in the link for you guys to watch, but by the time this video is coming out, I don't think it will be out yet because it's coming out today. So yeah, that was it. It was quite an interesting podcast because we just talked about like the mentality of people who live in Jos. So people here are much more relaxed, and we do not spend money here. Like people here are just relaxed, like easygoing. There's no hustle and bustle like you get in Lagos or Abuja. That fastness, that quickness, it's not here. It's a little bit slow here, but not too slow. And it also has to do with the fact that things are a lot cheaper here. Like transport is way cheap. An average day in Lagos in terms of transport could set you 1,000 naira. But here with 500 naira, 300 naira, you're good to go because most of the times your house is close to where you're staying. House rent is cheap, food is cheap. You can even farm where you eat. The average plateau man here has a family house to stay. Like for example, I'm staying in my dad's house. I'm not renting. So yeah, like living expenses are kind of like subsidized by either by family or by the environment here, where you could rent a self-contained for like 100k, 150, as against in Lagos where you have to rent the boys quarters for like 600, 400 if you're staying on the island, and a lot more higher when you go down to the mainland, right? Okay, so that was that about it. But for today's video, I want to talk about this farmer that made 10 million naira, right? Like, guys, okay, hold up. So we're out here looking for jobs and whatnot, and somebody is in faraway northern Nigeria being self-employed and making 10 million naira. Like, what are we doing with our lives? So today's video, I want to talk about like this farmer I saw on Twitter, on this Twitter sphere, and I was like, it would be a very good video concept. So the title or the tweet goes like this: how I made 10 million naira without owning a company or product. Fresh out of Caritas Uni Enugu State, I started trading cattle. I found myself in Gumel, that's the border between Nigeria and Niger. Castina, May, Gatari, Katagun, Azeri, post cum, and she went down about the storyline of how should we load a 16-tire truck with 34 cows, and from northern Nigeria to Port Harcourt, Bayelsa and Delta State. It was in 2012 where a politician just won and they were giving cows as gifts to their party chairmen, and she sold about 275 cows that year, I think in 2012, with about 19 of them dying. So after paying everyone, she counted her money, and that is how she got rich, like 10 million. So it's just like, I just want to talk about this because of like the agricultural business in Nigeria, and there have been a lot of talk about, like, even the African Development Bank has been talking a lot about how the potential in agriculture is massive and it can contain a lot of us in terms of like growth. And it's so unfortunate that we have good startups that are trying to work in that space, but a lot of them are bringing negative feedbacks, or the economy or the ecosphere or wherever is not just having that trustworthy environment for a lot of people to participate in. Like, looking at what is happening with Thrive Agric, is really just a shame that such a thing is happening to this viable sector, to such a company in this viable sector. So I pray Thrive Agric sort that out, but I'll also do a video explaining a lot more on that. But with that said, I also want to read a tweet again from this particular lady. She said, she talked to Dangote, and Dangote gave her a good advice that changed her life. He said, to be a rich person, you must find a product or service to sell every day. He said, if I made 100,000 naira a day in profit at the end of the year, I would have 35 million naira. So she started looking for a product to sell daily, and from there she expanded her business into eggs, catfish, broilers, cockerel, goats, and 10 hectares of land. So she had to discipline herself and make much more, let's say, impact and investments in other sectors in order to, let's say, raise her daily income as of that time. And it also brings to discussion that I was having with some of my friends in terms of like social media and focus, because it's like we all know what to do at one point in our lives. Like, we all know we need to wake up early, we all know we need to like talk to this person, talk to that person, send that proposal, tell people about what you're doing. Like, we all know the basics, right? I mean, we might have read a motivational book, a self-help book, watched a motivational film, so we have basic ideas, like we grab the concept. But the problem now is having the dedication to sit down one place and do what you are talking about. For example, just like this YouTube channel, right? If I'm able to harness a lot more focus and consistency where I want to go with this channel, like, the growth might not be fast, but the growth will be there surely at the end of the day, especially if my content gives value to people like you who are watching this channel. All right, it got me really thinking, like, there are a lot of things that we see and we just neglect. Like, a lot of us are just focused on getting that job that pays us $1,000 a month. Like, let's just have that job, that white collar job, and we're done with it. But meanwhile, like, there are a lot of things that we could do that we look down on. Like, for example, the cattle business. I think every kid in Nigeria is kind of like familiar with it, because at one point in your life, if you're not homeschooled or like locked up in the house for your protection, you know, you might have seen cattle on the road, and you might have seen Fulani men with their cattle, right? But a lot of us look down on those kind of businesses, and also we forget that a cow is very expensive. So one cow can go around, like, you can end up selling one cow, a matured cow, for 80-something thousand naira, which is like, let's say $300 or $400 thereabout, right? Then multiply it by, let's say, 100 cows, you know. So there's actually money in these businesses that we look down on. Like, for example, Mama Put's business, like a food business. A lot of people look down on it. Even like the normal keke, tricycle riders, the keke napep, like we call them here in Nigeria. A lot of them, if they are able to like have a structure system that tells them how much they earn and negates their expenses and profits, right? A lot of them will not believe how much they are making on a monthly basis. They can be making a lot more money than people who work in the bank, like at the cashier level, like let's say entry banking level. So 70k per month kind of jobs, federal government jobs that pay 70k, banking jobs also pay 70k. A kicking up driver could make that, right? But he has to put in a lot of energy and work, and his work ethic has to be uptight, right? But a banker will just go to the office, count the money, make sure he goes there early, look all smart, speak his English, and feel much more, he's more important than a driver. So this just really got me thinking, because I'm like, wow, I could also do this business, like I could get involved some way. So it actually sparks ideas, and it really got me thinking about like what we can do in terms of like business and growth, because I'm all about growth. I really want to grow. Like someone said, suffering is not sweet. I don't know, was it ever sweet? So yeah, in the spirit of all growth, and yeah, I just thought I should share this with each and every one of you here on the channel.